Yeah, they got it bumping. Leg drop, boot to the face, we won't fold. Quick to put a dude in this place, he out cold. With a tombstone, grapple the waist, get laid flat. Can't escape, nowhere to go, the cage match. It's on now, when I spot him, it's no problem. Everybody stone cold till they hit with the rock bottom. Sharpshooter, I won't miss him like Bret Hart. Like Al Snow, they gon' need him a head start. I just might catch a better body than Mickey James. Get acquainted with the name, we bringin' the pain. Like Kane in the ring, all I see is red. Paul era, Undertaker, I can see the dead. John Cena putting hands in your face. Ted DiBiase, keep a milli on the waist. B2TF, better stay in your place or get smacked down, play it safe. What you talking about?
Welcome to the latest episode of Boot to the Face here on YouTube and all your favorite podcasting platforms. I'm Chris Rucker along with my host EJ Reed, and we are here to talk about all the things in professional wrestling. EJ, how you doing?
Man, I can't complain. We are back live. It's been a little minute, but better late than never, right?
Yeah, had a little move. What else has been going on where we haven't been live? It's just harder to go live. But I'm glad we are back live. It'll be fun. It'll be a good little thing to get back into. Hopefully, once we start going live on a regular basis, we'll have people in here to chat with, things of that nature. So, yeah, I'm ready to fucking go.
If you build it, they will come, so to speak. Once we get started with a steady time and place, the people will flock.
That's what they say. This this fucking
what
thing.
Happened?
Go ahead. Just if I just start randomly talking, just ignore me.
That's the charm of going live. You never know what happened. But I'm gonna say, you get into anything good this past weekend?
I played a little golf. We got rained out though. We were there for maybe half the round before, like, it just came out of nowhere. Like, the skies opened up and thunder, lightning. I was sitting at a stoplight on my way back, and you could feel the wind blowing and shit, right? And I'm sitting in my truck, and I thought somebody hit me. I have a bed cover on the back of my truck that was hooked in to my truck bed, and the fucking wind caught end of it, knocked it up, and it smacked the front of my truck. Luckily, it was still hooked on the very front of my truck, but yeah, it wasn't the best.
It caused any damage?
No, it was just I have one of those cheaper, like, I can't remember the name of it, but it's not a hard truck cover or bed cover. It's like waterproof vinyl-ish that folds over. But yeah, it fucking wind just blew it the hell out of the way, and yeah, it was different. I had never felt anything like that before. That was.
Who all did you go out there with?
Just me and my buddy Joey. We went and we ended up playing by ourselves, and there was people in front of us. It was alright. It was first round of golf this year. Wasn't the best, but it was fun to get back out there and swing. But yeah, like I said, it was like as soon as we got halfway through, got to the ninth hole, you turned around, the ninth hole's kind of like elevated, and you're looking back down on the rest of the golf course, and you can see the rain coming. Like, you're in the country, you know what I'm talking about. Like, you can look off a couple miles and see the rain coming towards you. Only it was coming towards us really fast and really fucking heavy.
It's not a lot of. I mean, if you go out like 10 or 15 minutes outside the city, you have like more green areas where you can look out there. But for the most part, I'm surrounded by a bunch of concrete. But yeah, I know what you're saying. My parents live out in the country area like that.
Yeah.
See it coming. But that's crazy. And how long were you out there before it started raining?
Like I said, a couple hours. It was 9 holes, so about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Damn. I thought you retired from golfing, actually.
I did. That's why it's my first time playing this year.
he like the Jordan of golf, even though he plays golf himself. But retiring, unretiring, or you're Brett Favre of golf. That's a more.
I mean, it's like when you retire from anything, you play golf. So if you retire from golf, what do? Get more active? Like, I didn't want to do that, so I just got back into golf. What up, Juice? Juice in the chat says, what's up?
When you retire from golf, I guess you just sit your
die.
ass at home, or
You just die.
like what did Arnold Palmer do in his later years?
He started making drinks.
Like, what's Nicholas up to nowadays? About nothing.
Jack?
Yeah.
He comes out every Masters. They trot his old ass out there. He'll hit one or two shots and then go back and drink an Arnold Palmer, I guess. Arnold Palmer's what? That's lemonade and sweet tea?
Delicious.
Diabetes like a motherfucker.
A delightful treat. Although they like got like the diet versions of those now. I think those are actually better selling than the actual original version.
You know, I get that's pretty much what I get when I go to Chick-fil-A. I get the unsweet tea and the diet lemonade mixed together. It's really good.
Unsweet. I can't bring myself to drink unsweetened tea.
Well, not everybody's built like a fucking Adonis like you, EJ. Some of us gotta watch what sugar we put in our body.
If I'm gonna drink tea, it's gonna be sweet or none at all. Cause I remember the first time having unsweetened tea, like my mind was confused growing up in the South. I went to Boston to see my sister. I went to like a regular restaurant. Not even been a fast food restaurant, and I ordered the tea, and that shit came back unsweetened. Yeah, I was taken aback.
It's like, what is this? Did y'all forget to put sugar in it? Like,
yeah, I would like spit that shit. I was like, what is this?
It's just dark water.
Yeah, I could have just got water at that point.
Yeah.
But that's how it is. I guess, I don't know, like, is sweet tea a staple in the Midwest? Because everywhere I go here, the tea's been sweet. Maybe that's a newer thing.
Yeah, I've had that unsweet tea shit before when you're not expecting it, and it's the worst. Like, down here you have to ask for unsweet tea. Up there you have to ask for sweet tea. Juice in the chat said it's all about John Daly's lemonade, tea, and vodka. That sounds delicious.
I see why they call it John Daly. He's
Yeah.
a wild guy out there smoking
I was about to say, you have a couple of those, you be out there with some loud ass pants on, a cigarette in your mouth, a beer belly, having a fucking time of your life, though.
Some people call him the perfect machine for golfing.
Yeah. Perfect athlete. Perfect golf athlete, John Daly. Millionaire. He had like a partnership with Hooters too, didn't he? Wasn't he on like a bunch of Hooters commercials?
I can see that. Hey, that's like, if you want to go have somebody promote your stuff, go get him for something like that.
Yeah, big time.
But yeah, man, I didn't do much this past weekend. Just wrestling and MMA. And sat my ass on the couch.
Shit,
worked out.
That sounds like a lot of sitting on the couch. Wrestling and MMA. Wasn't there a pay-per-view this week in UFC?
Yeah, it was a lot. And then Sunday, I caught up with some TNA stuff, so more wrestling. But
jeez.
Seems like you were more active than me out there on the golf course.
Well, you know, I have to be active with my little challenge that I'm doing. I got 4 weeks left, and golf is a outdoor activity, so that was that. You watched TNA too? Man, you were getting it in. Was this past weekend the one where Xia Li fought Masha for the title? Okay, I watched some of that.
And I had to watch like the Daily Impact show, and I watched that Against All Odds. It was a lot.
Yeah, I didn't watch the Daily Show, but I did watch that because I saw online that Killer Kelly came back, and I had to, Killer Kelly and Xia Li on the same screen. What? Yeah, I had to watch that. You kidding me? Those two of my favorites.
Signing you up for that. As far as regular sports, do you watch any of the finals?
No. I didn't even know shit was still going on once the Knicks got eliminated. Why would they even keep going? That's stupid.
Hey, I mean, be in Vegas next week. Shit, it's like this one is hard to tell because Indiana won the first game. Nobody thought they were gonna be competitive. They won. They were leading a whole 0.3 seconds of the game and won the game. That's crazy. Halliburton, people like he got voted the most overrated player in the league. So I'll show y'all. And then went crazy this postseason. So.
He is like watching the games against the Knicks. He is very like hot and cold though. It's almost like he takes himself out of the game. Cause like I didn't feel like the Knicks could stop him, but there was stretches of all the games where like he would just be on the floor, like he wasn't even doing anything, and it's like okay, well, if he's willing to take himself out of it, whatever. Like we'll let the other guys beat us, but. I don't know. I could see the overrated thing because I feel like he's good enough where if he wants, he could just take the game over, and I feel like he doesn't want to.
Man, he might not be there when you call, but he's there when you need. He hits all the in the game shots.
Right.
So.
I mean, he won game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, and he won game 1 of the fucking finals.
NBA took home court. Now Indiana has home court advantage. So. The ball was in their court, so to speak. But
SGA said enough of that shit though last game.
Oh yeah, they busted their ass. That's what you. How about say that's what you want when you're a away team? Though you want to at least split those games. Though they got what they wanted. I still got okay. I got OKC in 6 still though.
Juice says he thinks Halliburton's overrated.
A lot. He got voted most overrated.
I'm sorry. He says he thinks him being on Team USA basketball and didn't get any play has led to he's overrated.
Hey, think about all of the great basketball players in the country or in the world, and then I mean, the game is spread out more so in the world, so you got good players in different countries now. But think about how elite of elite you have to be. It's even more elite to make it an all-star team, making the USA basketball team. So, I mean, just making it is a feat. So he didn't get a lot of burn. Even Jason Tatum didn't even get a lot of burn on the USA team. I feel like it was the Steph, KD, and LeBron show, like their final swan song as far as international basketball. But yeah, people want to, kind of have that as a gauge. Then he was like, all right, I'll show y'all. And went crazy in the postseason. So, I mean, it's interesting, man, because they say there's no really face of the league like after LeBron. And I kind of agree with that. You got a lot of great players, but nobody has like the off-court presence go along with the on-court presence as far as these new age players. So, I think I'm always rising to the top, so to speak.
I think NBA's kind of going the way of WWE in a lot of ways, where once LeBron's gone, it won't be any like once John Cena's gone, there won't be any like head and shoulders above superstars. It's more about the brand as a whole, more about WWE, more about the NBA. We got all these really good players, we got all these really good teams. In WWE, we got all these really good wrestlers. It's no superstar that's just, like I said, head and shoulders above everybody else. I think that's wild that, like, Cena and LeBron are on their last runs. So it's parallel like that. But, yeah, it's everybody's. And, I mean, if you look at it in a different way, you look at OKC and Indiana right now, and you look at what happened this year with Royal Rumble and Jey winning the title at WrestleMania, like, all the small market people are in there now too. Like everybody's got a chance.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. Like you said, it's like this is the NBA. We got great players, but nobody's gonna be the face because maybe they want it like that.
Yeah, they're trying to get that parity like the NFL.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing or not so good thing in the long run, but. I guess that's a good segue. Let's not bury the lead because we could go into Money in the Bank this past weekend, but we got to talk about what happened last night on Raw. They've been marketing this match for weeks now. We kind of had to see it coming because they usually don't really market a lot of big matches on Raw as far as title matches far ahead of time like that. Jey versus Gunther. Jey putting his title on the line and. At the end of the match, Gunther put Jey to sleep, and your new world heavyweight champion, Gunther. What were your thoughts when you were observing this match?
Well, one, I'm pissed because I'm one of the rare people left in the world that just watch wrestling for the entertainment of it and don't let whatever backstage bullshit and contracts and all that shit come into it. I watch it, and Jay's one of the wrestlers that I'm invested in, and I want them to win, right? So when I watch it, I'm like cheering for him. I did think there was a good chance that he wouldn't be world champion after last night, but I didn't think he was going to lose to Gunther. I thought it would be a cash-in or something like that. I didn't think they would just put the title on Gunther, because now it's like, well, then what was the fucking point? Like, if you're just going to give it back to Gunther 6 weeks later, what was the point? And well, let's get your thoughts on it last night. But I have a grade, not necessarily a grade, but I have an opinion on Jay's title run too. Like, I think they kind of did him dirty with the title.
I mean, they were talking too much about his wounds and ailments. Cause all right, this is probably they're setting themselves up for him to lose the title.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, it's probably gonna be a cash in. But then when he went out to sleep, I'm not surprised, but why? Why are we doing this? And then I went to go think. I mean, I feel like this is all Triple H is doing, and I don't want to go too far ahead of myself because I want to talk about the Seth involvement of it all. But let's stick to Gunther right now. I feel like Triple H didn't want Jey to win this, but it was just too much fanfare. So he's not as stubborn as Vince. But he is like, all right, y'all get it for a little while, but I'm gonna go stick to track of what I want. And
damn.
Yeah, he don't give a damn. So like, Jey was kind of like a speed bump in his master vision of how he wants this to go, and he's like, all right, I'll give him a short title reign, and then I'll get back to what I wanted. But like, fans as a whole, we don't like that. We like, if we want Jey, then you give him a proper title reign. Don't give us this 51-day bullshit. And I feel like I like Gunther. He's the ring general and he's a throwback wrestler. But I feel like Triple H is booking him where his whole identity is having a title. He doesn't know how to book him without a title. And that's like, if you're such a great creative guy, then you should be able to book him without having the title. I don't know, man.
Juice in the chat says Jey losing has me thinking that's it for him. I don't think he's getting another title. With Rollins having the briefcase, Cody and Cena, I don't see him being in the picture for a while. That's the other thing, too. It's like he was already kind of swimming in the deep end with like Punk and Rollins and Cena and Cody and Roman. And it's like, shit. But at the same time, I was thinking, well, fucking when Gunther had the title, like all these people were around and he was able to keep the title. Gunther wasn't involved with all them. He was just kind of doing his own thing in his own little universe. But the reason I said I feel like they did him dirty during his title run, all right, he had the title 51 days. He was 1-1-1 in title matches. He had a draw with Seth Rollins. He beat Logan Paul with a shitload of interference, and he lost the belt to Gunther. Monday Night Raw, Saturday night's main event, Monday Night Raw. He didn't defend the title one time on the PLE. He spent 3 of the last 4 times he was on TV as the champion, he got his ass whooped. He got laid out on Raw. He got laid out on SmackDown. He got put to sleep on Raw again for the world title. The one match that he actually won, he spent the better part of that match getting his ass kicked. Like, Triple H has been telling us for over a week now that Jey ain't his guy. Like, yeah, it's cool, you yeet and all that, but you go out there and let the big boys do their thing. And I just think it was a shitty run with the title. I think he could have did so much better. I think the story going forward with Jey as a champion is way better than Gunther, because what baby faces are there to fight Gunther? Punk's involved with Cena, who's not even on Raw. Sami Zayn's in the King of the Ring. Cody's on another show. What, are you going to run it back with Jey? But with Jey, you had Rollins with the briefcase. You got Sami Zayn, the whole thing with him and Karrion Kross. I honestly thought that was the whole point of the Karrion Kross thing, was he was going to get Sami to fucking turn on Jey, and they were going to feud over the title. Like, in my eyes, like, that's where that was going. So there's so many more stories you could have had with Jey, but with Gunther, it's just like, all right, every Monday I'm going to come out and have a 20-minute match and powerbomb. And don't get it twisted. I like Gunther. But we talked about it on here in the midst of his title run. I thought his world title run was way worse than his Intercontinental title run. Like, it was just the same thing with a different title. Only it wasn't as good this time. Like, there's nothing appealing about Gunther besides wrestling. Like, he killed in AEW. But, like, him on the mic, there's never a storyline besides him saying, like, I'm better than you, and then going out and doing it. I don't know. I thought we were past that with Jey with the title. I thought the title was going to stay on Jey for at least, like, 3 months. Like, get the motherfucker to SummerSlam at least. Shit. Just on a random Raw? Fuck that.
I don't know. I like Gunther, but I just feel like with the gimmick that he has, it's more. You don't have to totally rely on having a crew, but with his gimmick, like, he's the ring general. You have troops, and it just feels like a little bit is missing without not him having Imperium with him. Like, you send your squad out there, you're the ring general, you got your troops, but he's just there, like you said. Without that, he's just going out there, I'm better than you. And you can't build a story, but, like, they're just relying on he's better than you right now.
Juice in the chat says word on the street is Goldberg is going to challenge Gunther. That's the other thing I was going to talk about. That's the rumor. Like I said, I like watching and letting this shit develop, but I do see all these rumors. And my thing about that is, if that's where this is going, you took the title off of Jey just to give Goldberg a title match against Gunther. They couldn't have fought without the title. Then, and I don't want anybody to misconstrue this as me being like, see, Vince was better. Vince is a better whatever. But if that's what happens, I want y'all to go after Triple H the same way you were going after Vince all those fucking years when he would do the same thing. When he took the title off Kevin Owens, when KO and Jericho should have fought for the title just so Brock and Goldberg could fight for it. Or he had Goldberg beat The Fiend just so he could have a title match with, I think, Brock again or whoever he was fighting. Maybe it was Roman that year.
It was supposed to be Roman. I think they went
Braun. Yeah.
They went Braun.
I want to hear those same people get on Triple H's ass about that. Because to take the title off of Jey just to fucking have Gunther versus Goldberg? Like, who even gives a fuck about Goldberg? It's 2025. I watched this motherfucker win the title at the Georgia Dome in 1998. That's damn near 30 years ago. Don't nobody care. He couldn't wrestle then. He damn sure can't wrestle now. Like, who gives a fuck about Goldberg?
The word on the street is he got injured training for it or whatnot.
I mean, so, I don't know what the plan is, but if that's where it ends up, that's going to make Jey's title run. And, I was listening to podcasts and shows at work today, and it's like, Jey Uso fans should be happy he got the title. He had a great run. Shut the fuck up. No, he didn't. He won the title. He didn't even get a good title win. We were there. You know what's fun is when you're there and your favorite wrestler gets their first title win and you can count 1, 2, 3. He won with a fucking sleeper that's not even his finishing move. We didn't even know the finish was coming.
Yeah. If you go back and listen to the show we did, that's exactly what I said. You want to count 1, 2, 3. Like, when somebody goes to sleep like that, it's kind of unexpected. It's like, oh shit, the match is over. You don't get that roar in the crowd, and yeah, I feel like Triple H has kind of sabotaged his run.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I kind of want to know what the hierarchy is as far as how much Triple H has to check in with the TKO people. If they give him a lot of leash or if they signed off on this as well.
I mean, I don't know what that would be. I don't even know if I care, but I feel like if ratings start going down and they start losing money, I think they'll start paying attention. Like, yo, man, what the fuck? Like, we noticed you took the title off of Jey, and shit's been going down. Merch sales are down, but I don't know. Juice in the chat says, I got to get back to class, but I want to throw my street clothes wrestler of the week, Bailey. And then he put a glass of white milk in there. Bailey's Hispanic, though. Isn't she Hispanic? Isn't she like half and half?
I don't know. Pam. I know her name is Pam. I mean, but
I think Bayley's Hispanic. They always put her up there for Hispanic Heritage Month.
I don't want to disrespect her heritage or ethnicity, but
It's some Spanish in
white.
that ass. Stop that.
She's white passing.
We want some Bailey.
But yeah, I mean, like you said, if they start losing money, then they're gonna reevaluate it. I don't know. I feel like Triple H may get too comfortable, because it's one thing when your father-in-law owns a company, but these motherfuckers are business sharks. So, like, if you start fucking up, they'll can your ass real quick. You'll be out of a job. So,
You know,
I don't know.
Like I said, I see a lot of shit that's online and rumors, and you never know who you can believe with all the shit that gets posted. But there's talk of like a power struggle going on between TKO and The Rock versus Triple H and some WWE people, and people thinking that as soon as Triple H fucks up, he's out of there and The Rock's taking over. And it's like,
The Rock ain't. He hasn't got so many other things to do. He ain't sitting in no creative chair. If
he'll have.
they get rid of. Go ahead.
I was gonna say The Rock will have his buddies do it for him, and he'll just be the figurehead, and he'll probably they'll patch into him, and he'll prove it one way or the other. I don't know. I don't think Triple H is going anywhere anytime soon, but I mean, there's definitely some cracks in the armor now. Like, you can see the repetitive nature with some of Triple H's booking. You can see it's like he had that first year where he kept going with the bloodline, and everybody's like, oh, Triple H is the best. But now that the bloodline's kind of gone, and you don't have that to tie everything down with, what are you doing now?
That's true.
You fucked Cody up.
Yeah.
Cody got booed last night when they. Sorry, go ahead. It's a little bit of delay.
Oh yeah. He did get booed last night a little bit when he came out. It wasn't like Rocket's booze, but I heard him sprinkle in. Yeah, like you said, Cody hasn't been as hot as he was when he came out of WrestleMania 40. And going back to the Triple H, like you said, I don't think they'll get rid of him soon, but he's still a guy that's been in the wrestling business. So I'd be worried about if they do fire him. You said it might be the Rock's crew, but it might not be. What if they came in with some literal Hollywood writers that really don't know the business and had them be creative? That's what I'd be afraid of.
Didn't we try that once already?
When?
With what was his name? Wasn't he on the Wonder Years or some shit like that?
What did they? Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah,
in there?
Freddie Prinze Jr. was in there as a writer.
He was a writer, but the butt still stopped at Vince back then. It was still Vince. He had writers around. I'm just saying, like, literally, like, the head of creative. They might try to get somebody from Hollywood in there. I don't think y'all want that. So I mean, I hope in Triple H, like I said, the honeymoon phase is kind of over. So I don't know. I just think he has his guys that he likes, which we'll talk about more later, and he's kind of like stubborn on that. Now we're starting to see it kind of fold out. Now that the people's choices have settled in and maybe they aren't as hot as they were, now Triple H is like, all right, it's time to get my guys in there. Y'all gonna take your medicine and like it.
Yeah. To the people that are here watching live, please hit that sub button and join in the chat. If you got any kind of opinions on Jey Uso losing the world title to Gunther and whatever else we're about to talk about, put it in the chat, and if I see it, I'll try to bring it up. But yeah, hit that sub button. What else you got, EJ?
So I guess staying on the topic of Money in the Bank, we don't gotta go into the nitty-gritty details, but as far as results go, what were your favorite results of Money in the Bank, and what thing you like so much?
I loved Naomi winning. I think we both picked her last week.
Yeah.
I thought I was trying to go against the grain. I thought there was a good chance Rollins would win, right? Like, he was the only superstar that was really in it. And I love the way they did it. I loved Fatu and JC coming out to help, which it sucks too, because it's like, man, that'd be a good little feud between Solo and his bloodline versus Rollins, and I know they're on two different shows, but just the visual of all them motherfuckers standing there looking at each other on SmackDown and at Money in the Bank, that was good. But Fatu and Fatu and Solo, that's gonna be good. I can't wait to see the fallout from that. And Rollins winning it, it opens up a lot of doors. Like I said, I thought he was gonna cash in on Jey, but he came out in the middle of Cena versus Punk. Could you imagine Punk taking the title from Cena and Rollins fucking cashing in on him before he can even celebrate? Oh my god, the crowd would go fucking nuts over that. And not in a good way. They would hate that shit.
I like how you bring up the positives of it, because I'm gonna bring up the cons of this. Cause I don't like this at all. I feel like it's going back to he's a Triple H guy, and as a whole, I don't think this Heyman faction is really meshing well, because it's not like Evolution where you had like the Future, and I feel like Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed are kind of Seth's henchmen right now. Like, I don't feel like it's equal footing at all right now. And like you said, you could do some fun things with it as far as you want to mix it up and have them cash in dastardly if Cena finally gives up the title, even though I think they're going to have him cash in on the world title. But this is going away from the purpose of Money in the Bank. Like, even though I did pick LA Knight, you didn't have to necessarily give it to LA Knight, but it would have been fun if Solo had it. Even though I wouldn't have been a fan of American, I don't even know how to pronounce his name, Grande Americano, whatever the fuck you call him. Like, even though it would have been a goofy, reign, it would have been different having him have it. But Seth is a 7-8 time world champion. Like, he doesn't need Money in the Bank as a crutch right now. You give it to the next generation. As I say, seems like a stubborn Triple H thing. Because if you're the head faction of this monster group, that basically the most the deepest villain group you have on Raw right now, as far as TV time and whatnot, like, why does he need the Money in the Bank contract? Like, he could just beat up the world champion, and that sets up the next title match. Or even, like, you could have went the King of the Ring route with Seth and still got the title shot, and you could have prolonged Jay's title reign and had them go at it at SummerSlam. Have the King of the Ring Seth go against Jey at SummerSlam, and I don't know. I just feel like this booking right now is kind of all over the place and discombobulated as far as the path Triple H decided to take.
I think Triple H is like I said, we both listen to podcasts and radio of wrestlers and former wrestlers talking, and one of the things they always say is sometimes predictable is not bad. And I feel like Triple H is like living and dying by that. Now, Jey winning the Royal Rumble wasn't predictable, but you knew Cody was going to beat Roman last year. Everybody knew Cena was going to win the world title this year. And if you're going to have Rollins win Money in the Bank, put some heavy hitters in there. I mean, if you look at that lineup, it would have looked dumb on him to not win. Like, he's way above all those guys. LA Knight's never been a world champion. Solo's never been a world champion. Who else was in there? Grande Americano's never been a world champion. Penta's never been a world champion. Who am I missing?
Solo already?
I said Solo. I don't even know who the fuck else was in it. Andrade. Come on. Like, Seth has lost. Seth's had more reigns with the fucking Money in the Bank than they've all got world title wins combined. Like, obviously he was going to win. And that's what made it. Go ahead.
I said, I get what you're saying, but the Money in the Bank is really supposed to be for people that haven't won the title before.
That's what I'm saying about putting Seth in there with people like that. It's like, well, duh. Of course Seth was going to win. Like, Punk wasn't in it. Cody wasn't in it. Sami Zayn wasn't in it. Like, none of the people you would have thought would. Like, I picked Solo. You picked LA Knight. But, like, if we're being real, we were just going against picking the field. And who would LA Knight cash in against? Like, he would call Cena out and say, I want you at SummerSlam, or I want you at this pay-per-view. He wouldn't cash in nefariously. You wouldn't think.
I would think that, me being an armchair quarterback would be like, he catches in on the world title after Mania. That's what I would have said. But
Yeah.
what do I
I
know?
mean, going back to Jey real quick, one of the things I was about to say, I thought, and I could be wrong about this, I thought during his press conference after WrestleMania, he like made this little comment about, I think he said something like, shit, I was about to ask for some time off and then I get the world title. So I wonder if that's got something to do with him dropping the belt so quick too. Like, is he going to be gone for a couple months?
Maybe, but I feel like, he's one of the most popular wrestlers on the roster right now. But if he knew he had to work to keep his spot or not to lose the title, he would have worked. So I think they probably just came up there and be like, we're going with Gunther. And he's like, all right. He probably didn't cry about it. I saw the little post-match speech he did, and that was pretty heartwarming.
Mr. LH in the chat says, Sammy will win King of the Ring and beat Gunther at SummerSlam, only for Seth to cash in on him straight away, then feud. And that's the thing, too. Like, that could happen. But did you really need to take the title off Jey for that? You could have had Jey and Sammy go for the belt at SummerSlam.
Yeah. That makes sense as well. You could do face, or you could do Sammy turn on him. In a couple ways you could have done that.
Like we were talking about earlier with the whole shit with Karrion Kross and Sami Zayn. Like, you could have had Sammy kind of attack Jey before their match. Like the Monday going into it. And Karrion Kross is like, yeah, I finally got your ass. Like, you're on my side now. And that's a whole thing. Then you could even...
And then, not to interrupt you, but... And then, like, what does that do for Gunther? Have him dropping it right at SummerSlam again? That's what, a month and a half from now?
Yeah. So he's
playing hot potato.
Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked if, I know I just said I think Jay's taking time. I honestly wouldn't be shocked if Jey ends up with the belt again before SummerSlam.
And then, like, so you basically saying this is the second tier world title. Then if you haven't then play hot potato with it, that's just.
I don't mind. I know I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth because Jay's one of my favorite wrestlers right now, and I'm kind of pissed that he lost. But I also don't mind, like, I don't like the title being parked on somebody where it's like, all right, well, he's at least got it till SummerSlam. So then what's the point of me watching? Like, I kind of like, I wouldn't be mad if Gunther lost his next title defense and gave the title away. And honestly, if Jay's not taking time off, we got to at least have one more match with them because that was the whole reason Gunther had the title match was he had his rematch clause or whatever. But I don't mind that, you're a UFC guy. It's plenty of champions out there that only had one title defense.
It just happened this past weekend with Juliana Pena losing to Kill Harrison. But I digress. And Sugar Sean only, I think, defended once. But I get what you're saying, but I would like it to be more parity as far as that goes. Like, you're treating the title that's been around for 60 years better than this other world championships. Then do it on the other side, too, because we said that could have spiced Cody's reign up some if they would have had that midway, and he went a year with it. Now it seems like Cena's going to carry it to the late year. So I get what you're saying, but do it for both titles then. So we have us guessing for both of them instead of just doing it for this one, making it seem the lesser of titles.
Maybe they're looking at it like, all right, we're parking this world title on somebody for months at a time. Let's have this one change hands over here so people can see world title change hands when they go and pay all this fucking outrageous money that they're paying.
Well, I would like them to do it in reverse then. Let the world title be to establish that, park that one, and have them play hot potato with the WWE Championship that Cena had.
Gunther's the first two-time world champion.
Oh, yeah, that is true. I mean, another little nitpick is like, why didn't they just continue the lineage and revive the one where Randy Orton unified? Like, they had a whole new lineage for this one as well.
The big gold? Yeah.
Yeah, they could have just kept on with that, but I digress. But
I wouldn't mind bringing back the big gold. That was a great looking belt. I mean, I think the world title they got now is kind of growing on me, but the big gold would have been cool to bring back.
Yeah, it's basically like the big gold's little child, just threw the WWE logo on it.
Yeah,
I don't mind the look of it, but I don't know, man. I feel like this is a thing that we keep seeing. I guess we got to see how it plays out going towards SummerSlam with Gunther and all of them, but other than that, your girl Becky won the IC title. I thought that was pretty interesting. It was a great match.
The man back in business. I've said this before, but I think like this is just proving it. In the world of WWE, Becky Lynch is the greatest women's wrestler they've ever had. She is. You
Like
can
the full package.
just totality of like being on the mic, being in the ring, making other people better. Like she's made Lyra Valkyria way better by working with her. She made Tiffany better when she did the NXT thing. You know, you ain't never heard anybody talk about Zoe Stark having a good match till she had that match with Becky. Trish Stratus's best match in any of her comebacks was the match she had with Becky in that cage match. I was watching her at Evolution with Charlotte the other day on the elliptical. The match with her and Sasha in Hell in a Cell. Like, it's just so all the feuds with Bianca and Asuka. Like, she is just so much head and shoulders better than the totality of everything she's done has been better than everybody else. It's been crazy to watch because I feel like she was on the main roster for a couple years and they didn't think anything like that. The crowd the crowd made them pay attention to her, kind of like they did with Kofi and Jey. And I mean, I think Kofi Mania and Becky was the same year, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2019.
Yeah, it was like, imagine had they not had that heel turn at SummerSlam versus Charlotte and the crowd reacted that way, she'd still be fucking losing to Carmella, losing to Alexa Bliss. You know what I mean? Like, but luckily, the crowd fucking erupted for her. They gave her a shot. And I honestly think her wrestling's way better now than it was when she was doing the man character. Like, she was still kind of... I always say Becky was kind of like clumsy, which was one of the things that I liked about her. She looked like if Charlotte has to take 4 steps to run the ropes, Becky would have to take 6. Like, she needed a couple to like gather herself. Like, everything didn't come natural to her, if that makes sense. And she's clearly had to work at it. But now, like, that was just a really good fucking match with her and Lyra. She's good on the mic. Like, now her and Bayley are gonna have a thing. I'm excited. I'm glad she came back. I thought she was gonna get booed like crazy because people were starting to be bored with her towards her last run. But that shit's gone out the window now. I guess you don't know what you got till it's gone. It's true what they say.
I kind of feel like post-pandemic Becky is still pretty underappreciated. I feel like the crowd still don't appreciate what they have, and she was gone for a year, and they still really don't appreciate it. And I know she's a heel, so she's not supposed to be appreciated, but I don't know. I feel like people always like looking at the shiny new toy, and you're starting to see it wear off a little bit with Rhea, but now you're starting to see them. You start seeing them gravitate towards Stephanie McCurry, but I know that's deserved, but it's always on to the next thing. You know, Liv's still pretty beloved, and I don't know what the temperature is on Roxanne. Like, people really loving her online and stuff.
I mean, yeah, Roxy's good. She's just the mainstream audience has got to like see her, but Roxy's really good. Like, we know that. Like, I was watching her in ROH for a little bit. I think you were too. And then her run in NXT's been really good. So I think people will come around on Roxy. But yeah, I agree. I think I'm not even gonna say what the opinion I was gonna have about Rhea. No, I'm not gonna go there. I'll text it to you.
Yeah.
But I do think the luster's kind of worn off of Rhea. I think they've kind of seen her act for what it is. And Rhea's really good in the ring. She's just, I don't know, it just doesn't do it for me. But you're completely right. Like, Becky's always there. Becky's always really good. So people are like, well, I know we can always go back to Becky, but let's see what this Rhea lady has. Let's see about Stephanie Bakir. Let's see about Liv Morgan. And then they either sink or swim once Becky's done with them. And I just think she's swimming and a lot of other people are sinking.
Well, yeah, I can agree with that. But staying on the Liv topic, how you like them, setting up her and Nikki? I know you're a Nikki fan, and you always point out how good she got in the ring towards the end of her run.
Yeah, I don't know how good she is now. I mean, it's been 10 years since then. And she's lost a little mass, too. She looked really tiny last night. Or am I
Man,
crazy?
she recently got divorced. That shit is stressful, man.
I, would, I wish I would have had what she had. I gained weight after mine.
I guess it go either way.
I need that kind of stress. I was telling my girlfriend yesterday, I was like, yeah, her child support payment is crazy compared to what mine is. Like, she had to pay that dude so much money. It's probably why she's back in WWE.
Probably, yeah.
But I like it. I thought it was either Liv or Becky. I think I tweeted that it was either gonna be Becky or Liv that she was beefing with last night. Turned out to be Liv, and I think that's gonna be good. I think Liv is basically a Bella, right? Like, they kind of got the same vibe where, like, people don't take them serious in the ring and they just work their ass off until finally you had to be like, oh shit, she can go.
Yeah. Who did Nikki talking about main event in the first Evolution? Like, I really don't
Versus
remember
Ronda.
the main event. Oh, so that's who she went against.
Yeah, it should have been Charlotte and Becky, but they made it Ronda and Nikki.
See, I don't know, like, how they determined that to be the main event, because Ronda and Nikki seem so different, but with Nikki and Liv, this seems like a passing of the torch type match.
Well,
You would think they would put her on the first Evolution.
that main event for Evolution was Becky wasn't quite at the top yet, because Evolution I think happened in like maybe October, something like that.
Oh, yeah.
She had just took the belt from Charlotte, so her turn was still kind of fresh, and their feud was still kind of fresh. And Ronda was just the big name that Vince was fucking sending out there, and Nikki was the big name that was there for, she had the longest Divas run, and like I said, she had gotten really good at the time, so it kind of made sense. But in the moment, it was like, Becky and Charlotte should be fucking main event. Like, they're about to do the first ever last woman standing match, and then to pull it off the way they did, like, they should have been the main event. But it is what it is.
Yeah, so I think that might be the first match that probably announced for Evolution. So with that, that's gonna change your mind and maybe attending.
No,
Damn.
those tickets are still high. I did email my job today because we have partnerships with State Farm and Mercedes-Benz and stuff like that. And sometimes they give us free tickets for stuff. So I emailed them today and inquired about getting some tickets. So we'll see how that goes. But unless those ticket prices drop by like more than 50%, like, I ain't going to that shit. I'll just sit at home and watch it.
Well, I don't blame you for that. Like you said, those ticket prices are higher than giraffe pussy, right?
Yeah.
Well, Rucker, if it wasn't for the world title change, we would have definitely led the show off with this. In the main event, it was Jey Uso and Cody tagging with John Cena and Logan Paul, and towards the end of it, somebody came in black mask, black pants, black hoodie and whatnot, and took it off, and lo and behold, guy who we thought was gone from the company last week, R-Truth, but I guess he's going by Ron Killings now. When you initially saw it, how surprised were you?
I didn't know who the fuck it was. I honestly thought a fan jumped in and was whooping John Cena until, like, when he first tackled him, I was like, oh shit, they better get security. Then when he started throwing punches and nothing happened, I was like, okay. But like, for a split second, I was like, somebody jumped the fucking rail. And then you saw he had like a mask on and all that, and I'm like, who the fuck is that? Then I saw it was a black dude, and I'm like, I don't know, maybe I was just fucking out of it, but I didn't think that's who it was until once he took the mask off, I was like, or once he stood up and he's about to take the mask off, I started thinking, is that going to be truth? And then when he did, and the pop he got, I was like, damn. But I liked it. I I like that I like that the fans got him to come, regardless of what I don't know what happened, but the man tweeted out that he was released from WWE, and the tweet got 22 million views. He was trending #1 worldwide. People were chanting his name at the shows. His fellow wrestlers and everybody were coming out. And I think I've said this, I don't know if I said this on here or not, but I think WWE and TKO realized, all right, Triple H kind of put his foot in his mouth at WrestleMania before telling people to just shut up and watch. You had the whole fallout from WrestleMania and The Rock. People are bitching about these ticket prices. Now we just released this guy after coming out talking about how much money we made. I think they looked at it and thought, you know what? Whatever we have to pay him will be worth it because it'll buy us some goodwill with the fans. Because right now we got negative PR going every which fucking way. So I think this was more of a, they want the fans to believe that they did it, but I think somebody in their PR department was like, you know what would be really good is if we did bring him back and made the fans think that they had something to do with it. But I also don't think he's going to be here that long. I think he'll be gone in 6 months.
I mean, the fans did have something to do with it, like that, like you said, the bad PR and whatnot. So they brought him back, and all of the people online, it was a work the whole time. Shut the fuck up! This is not a work. His contract was about to expire.
But Triple H said it was a work, EJ.
I heard a little bit of the clip. I didn't watch it myself. I think I saw it on Twitter. The way he worded it, he was like, "It's all a part of the show." Like, that's vague. That could mean anything. Yeah, that wasn't a word. We know he was gone, and it happened to 2 other wrestlers too, and they're not popping back up. It happened to Carlito and Sarah Logan. So shut the fuck up. It wasn't a work.
Triple H looked.
Go ahead.
Triple H looked so annoyed when that question was asked. He fucking hates that the fans did that, and he couldn't put his dick on the table and say, "No, we're gonna get rid of R-Truth." That picture he posted with R-Truth, he looked so fucking annoyed. Like, the more and more Triple H is in charge, the more I'm smelling like a rose. I've been telling y'all this motherfucker ain't shit for years. Sorry, go ahead.
All right.
I'm gonna get my shit in as soon as it comes out. When everybody turns in them, I'm gonna go back through years of boot to the face, and I'm gonna put a compilation together of me talking shit about this lying big nose motherfucker. His nose really ain't that big. He's like Pinocchio because he lies all the goddamn time. Somebody posted a clip the other day of him lying to Bret Hart's wife right when the screw job. I swear to God, hand to God, I knew nothing about it. And he comes out, he says, "Shit, it was my idea." Piece of shit.
I don't even know if I should dig into this because, like, I'm glad Truth is back, but I don't know if y'all want me to put my black militant, my kufi on and whatnot, but I kind of got a theory. Like, I don't even know if I should get into it.
I ain't never going to say it now.
And I love the fact that Truth is back, but there's been plenty of other talent that's gotten released, and I wonder why it was such a groundswell. Is it because he was there for 17 years?
I think it was because he was just a beloved figure, and like somebody you could, we got to protect Truth at all costs. All the shit people say about him. He's a national treasure. Like, the laughs and everything. And it's like, yo, man, y'all really cut R-Truth? You some dirty motherfuckers. I think it was just people realizing that TKO and WWE is no longer a fucking family business, which is what we've been saying. I was listening to something the week after Truth got cut, and maybe it was Mark Henry. And Mark Henry was like, Truth is one of the people that Vince has always been loyal to. Like, if Vince was still in charge, Truth would have always had a fucking job with him. And even Mark Henry was like, this is kind of a cold thing to cut him like that. And I think I think everybody just saw that, like, how the fuck do y'all cut R-Truth? It ain't like he's making millions of dollars. I mean, I don't know what he's making. But I'm sure he's on the lower end of the superstar pay scale. Like, he might be getting a veteran minimum, like in the NFL. You know what I mean? You can't give Truth that.
I don't think they would have let it expire if he was making the veteran minimum. But
well, they tried to give him. Rumor is they tried to give him a pay cut, and he said no. So, like I think you might be right. Like, maybe he was making a little bit more than they wanted to pay him, but I don't know, man. I think people are realizing that, like, this WWE TKO thing, this ain't your daddy's WWE anymore. You know, like, there's gonna be some there's some rumors out there now. They're not happy with how much Roman Reigns is getting paid and all the time off he's taking. And if I'm Roman, fucking, what you gonna do? Cut me? Shit. Yeah. Talking about they want to renegotiate for what? Why would I renegotiate? This is perfect. If you don't want to honor my contract, fire me. I'll go to AEW and we'll be selling out everywhere.
Yeah. I just raised a slight eyebrow at the fans of how much groundswell it was for Truth to come back, but there was plenty of other minority talent that got cut, and for some reason the shucking and jiving character got a lot of groundswell. But like I said, we won't touch too much on that.
I do see what you're saying right there, but I don't think like Lashley and Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander and people like that, I think they were liked and respected, but I don't think they were loved like Truth is.
Yeah, so yeah,
I don't think it's necessarily the shucking and jiving. I think he's just fucking hilarious, and like when he's on TV, it's entertaining.
And let's stay on that, because on Raw, he came out and cut his dreads off, and he's like, "This ain't no R-Truth. This is Ron Killings." And even when he was saying that, like, he was getting a couple what chants. So y'all love it when he's the goofy character. When he's trying to get serious, y'all give him a what? He did a good job of drowning it out. He's like, "No, don't do that." He's like, "Don't do that shit."
He said, "I wish y'all would." I was like, "Damn, exactly. I wanted them to keep saying what, just to see what he was gonna say." But yeah, you're right. Like, everybody wanted R-Truth to come back, and this is not the R-Truth that you wanted to come back. Like, that guy's gone. They fired his ass.
It seems like it's gonna be TNA, K-Crush, Ron Killings, and he's coming out there to whoop ass, and he ain't playing no games. So if y'all love him so much, y'all will still support him in this character. So I want to see how this plays out. So y'all wanted him back, now y'all got him back. So we'll see how much y'all love him, and I'm all for it. This is what I wanted from him, to see if he could switch it up and do something serious. So I'm 1,000% behind this.
What if R-Truth is the fucking catalyst to get John Cena to go back babyface?
It might. They might play it like this, because I wasn't around when he came back as R-Truth, and wasn't he? He was a heel, wasn't he? He wasn't like, how was that? Was that like a completely serious character before he started doing the little Jimmy stuff?
Him and Miz, yeah, they You're testing my memory now. You know, I'm too old for this shit. I think him and Miz had gotten storyline fired or something like that. And somebody was in, I remember somebody being in a cage, and him and Miz jumped in the cage and locked the door, and they were beating the fuck out of us. I can't remember who it was. But yeah, it was a serious thing for a while. Awesome Truth. Like, I can't remember what they did to get fired. I wish somebody in the chat would put that up there, but they did something where Vince fired them, and they came out and were just like whooping ass. But, you know, he was still doing the what's up and all that. I don't think we've really gotten a serious R-Truth 100% in WWE the way we did in TNA.
So I think we're going to see it now. And like you said, it might not be like a year or 2-year contract. Like you said, he might only be back for 6 months. So
yeah,
I'm hearing whispers that he is going by Ron Killings, just in case, you know, if it's a short term, you carry that momentum into the Indies, or even if TNA or AEW picks him up. So I'm not mad at him if that's the case.
I think that's pretty smart if that's what he did, and I heard the same thing as well.
It's time to go with it, man. And I guess staying on that main event topic, coming out of it, something that, I don't know if you mentioned this on air last week or off air, but he says CM Punk has kind of been, you know, I think we did talk about this, and they put him right into Raw. He's in the title mix again. So you got what you wanted, right?
John Cena is such a dickhead. So I don't know if you know the backstory about all this, but I think it was like 2020, 2021 or something like that, The Miz kind of took a shot at CM Punk and said something about, changing the culture. I can't remember what the quote was. And CM Punk, broke the internet, as they say. He retweeted the tweet and said, "Won't you go suck a blood money dick in Saudi Arabia," or something like that to The Miz. So John Cena posted today a picture of The Miz giving, what's his finishing move called? The fucking,
the skull crushing finale.
Yeah, he's giving that to Samoa Joe in Saudi Arabia with John Cena's picture. He puts a picture on Instagram all the time. And then he told Punk, "You want a title shot? You can get one in Saudi Arabia." Because Punk was very outspoken about taking the blood money and blah, blah, blah. And now look, boy, when them chickens come home to roost with this motherfucker. Punk and Triple H. We're starting to notice shit with them is very hypocritical and lying, just like I've been telling y'all for years, but nobody wanted to believe me.
Any beef with Punk, I'm in neutral in the middle. If you're putting butts in seats, then I'm all for it. But that's hypocrisy at its finest, though, right?
Right.
And it's not like WWE forces the talent that are against it to go over there, because KO doesn't go over there. Well, if I'm not mistaken.
Vince used to not force the talent. TKO owns it now. We don't know what the hell goes on now.
That's true, but even in the TKO era, though, hasn't KO stayed away from the shows?
He may have been hurt the last show they had. Or maybe he wasn't in a program or anything like that, so he didn't go. But I know Sammy wasn't going for a while. He finally went over there.
That was the thing. I think that was a religious thing where they weren't letting his people over there for a while, and they finally did or something. I don't misspeak, but it was something like that.
It was something like that. I do remember it being something like that. And then when he showed up, I was like, "Oh damn!" And they were cheering for him and whatnot. But yeah, I think it's also, I'm not here to defend CM Punk, but I think or maybe it's a vindictive thing. As I'm about to say, it's fucked up on them to make him go over there for the world title match. Maybe it is a vindictive thing. Yeah, he's like, you was talking all that shit. Now look at you. You here with us. Take your ass to Saudi Arabia. That's where you're getting your title shot at. You go suck a blood money dick now. Punk's like, shit.
I mean, if he didn't want to go behind the scenes, you think they would fire him?
I don't think they would fire him, but I think they'd be like, all right, cool. You're not getting the push that you want. Everything we talked about when you got here, all that shit's out the window now. Because he probably came in on thin ice. The way he left WWE years ago, all the shit he's talked about WWE, and then all the shit he stirred up in AEW, he probably came in with one. Remember back in the day when Des Bryant got drafted by the Cowboys and the Cowboys hired a babysitter to be with him all the time? Yeah. There's probably something like that in CM Punk's contract. As soon as you get out of line, we can void the shit out of this. And he probably thought, all right, well, they ain't going to make me go to Saudi Arabia. And they were like, guess where you going? The prince wants to see you.
And you don't know what kind of stuff they like to do behind the scenes, but I digress. Yeah, man, it is what it is. I feel like this whole WWE run from him, hypocrisy at its finest, because this is the company that he shit on for 10 years or whatever, and now he's back in general. And you knew you probably have to go to Saudi Arabia when you went back, and now here you are. So we'll see. I mean, he's not going to win off of John Cena, so I feel like this is kind of wasted too early in John Cena's run. Do you really see CM Punk beating him over there?
Not in Saudi Arabia.
These are glorified house shows.
Maybe Gunther loses the title over there, but not Cena.
Even with that, I don't think it's in Isn't in 2 weeks? It's in June.
Is it? I don't know when it is.
Yeah, it's in June.
So it's before Saturday Night's Main Event, Evolution, and all that.
Damn. That's why they're running all of these tournament matches already. These 4-ways, which is a weird way to have it.
Yeah, a bunch of four-ways. I'm not feeling that either. Like, it's a lot of people that shouldn't be in it, and it's a lot of people that are like, I didn't think Cody would be in it. I thought Cody was too big.
He's in it?
Yeah. Let's see if I can pull the
shit.
bracket up.
Well, shit. If he's in it, then we know he's not winning. He's a SmackDown superstar.
What does that got to do with it?
Oh yeah, you're right. I was thinking Naughty Champions. The title shot is for Summers. Oh, shit, he's probably gonna win it. He's probably gonna win it.
Well, you also have a wild card in there that we don't know. So Sami Zayn's already advanced in the match of Penta, Braun Breaker, and Rey Mysterio. You got this coming Friday. You got Randy Orton, LA Knight, Malachi Black, and Carmelo Hayes. And then you got Cody, Damian Priest, Andrade, and Nakamura. And then next Monday you have Sheamus, Rusev, Bronson Reed, and a wild card.
Who's Cody in the match with in his 4-way?
Damian Priest, Andrade, and Nakamura.
Oh, come on, man. Unless, Damian is a Triple H guy, but I still don't see that happening. It's going to be Cody. But now that you mention that, I don't look at dirt sheets or anything, but piggybacking off idea you had earlier, I could see Cody winning the King of the Ring and facing Cena at SummerSlam. And I could see somehow CM Punk getting into a title match with Gunther for SummerSlam. And then, like you said, Seth being a dickhead and cashing in there.
Yeah, that might be. Maybe that's the way they're going. But, I mean, again, you could have left the belt on Jey and did everything you're saying right now. But whatever. The women's tournament bracket, I guess when we get done talking about the brackets, we could pick who we think's going to win. You already had Roxanne move on with a really good... Wow, that was a star-studded match. Rhea, Liv Morgan, Kairi Sane, and Roxanne. You got Jade Cargill, Michin, Piper Niven, and Nia Jax. That'll be a 4-way. Then you got Charlotte, Alexa Bliss. Wow, Charlotte got a bye, basically. Chelsea Green and Candice LeRae. The returning Asuka. They just kind of ignored that. Like, oh yeah, by the way, Asuka's coming back.
Yeah, Stephanie just threw that in there.
Stephanie Vaquero, Raquel Rodriguez, and Ivy Nile. So we'll go ahead and pick. So you got Orton.
So okay. So I think we should pick who we think is gonna be in the finals, because then once we actually get to the show, we'll make predictions for the show.
So you got Orton, LA Knight, Malachi Black, and Carmelo Hayes. I think I'm gonna pick Carmelo Hayes in that one.
Let me pull up, because I can't see which brackets on which side. Let me pull that up.
All right.
This is King of the Ring tournament.
Well,
so
okay.
Carmelo Hayes.
Put it like this: the winner of this match that we just talked about is gonna fight Sami Zayn.
Of LA Knight.
LA Knight, Randy Orton, Aleister Black, and Carmelo Hayes.
Shit. Yeah. Randy Orton doesn't really make a lot of sense. I don't think they're gonna do LA Knight. I can see Carmelo sneaking in one, because Randy Orton doesn't need this. So I'll go with Carmelo Hayes as well, because I got it up I got the bracket in front of me now.
All right, then you got Cody, Damian Priest, Andrade, and Nakamura. I think I'm gonna go with Cody on that one.
I got Cody.
Sheamus, Rusev, Bronson Reed, and a mystery opponent. See, that depends on who the mystery opponent is. Would it be Jey?
Yeah. See, that's a wild card. Like, I don't like that. But
I wonder if they did that kayfabe wise to say whoever doesn't win between Jey and Gunther will be in that match, or is it gonna be R-Truth?
I'm gonna go with TBA on this one.
Yeah, same. And then, I mean, that's all happening. The Sami Zayn versus whoever wins, don't those all happen on the same night? Like the semifinals and the finals happen the same night?
Yeah, I mean, it's happening before June 28th. So
yeah. We can.
I know next week's semifinal is gonna be quarterfinal is gonna be on Raw, and then next week's quarterfinal is gonna be on SmackDown, and then you got one quarterfinal Friday.
Yeah,
So I'm guessing it's gonna be the Cody one.
we can pick the semifinals right before they happen.
Okay.
So then you got the winner of Jade Cargill, Michin, Piper Niven, and Nia Jax taking on Roxanne Perez.
I I kind of want to pick Nia, but I'm going with Jade in this one.
Yeah, I think Jade's got a good shot at winning the whole damn thing, honestly.
Who's the Raw champion? Io. I think they're gonna stick with tradition. Well, like I said, once we get to the predictions, we'll make our picks. But they might go with traditional heel facing off with the champion. But who knows?
Well, I mean, if Naomi cashes in before then, you're looking at Naomi versus Jade at SummerSlam if Jade wins.
That'd be dope. That's the route they probably should go.
Charlotte, Alexa Bliss, Chelsea Green, and Candice LeRae. Why do I feel like Chelsea Green's gonna win?
I don't think so. They got her stuck in like the comedy loop, and I think she's better than that. Even though she does have the comedic chops, and I think that's like a part of her character, but I feel like they might try to stick her in that hole forever. And I think she's world championship material. But I don't know. I'm not picking her. I'm not picking Charlotte either. Though. I feel like some fucked up's gonna happen, and somehow Alexa wins. I don't know.
Ugh. Asuka, Stephanie Vaquer, Raquel Rodriguez, and Ivy Nile. I got the Devil's Kiss.
She's not gonna get pinned, definitely. You can't bring Asuka back and just have her lose. I'm going with Asuka in this one.
I mean, she doesn't have to lose to not win.
Yeah, but they went with Roxanne on one side, so you might be right. I wouldn't be surprised if Stephanie wins. This is supposed to be to elevate the new talent. So, yeah, let me switch it to Stephanie because I feel like they want to put somebody of the new blood on each side. So they'll go Stephanie this side. And then if Stephanie does win, I can see it being a better pair with her and Charlotte instead of her and Alexa. So, but I'm still sticking with the Alexa pick.
Yeah, I could have Charlotte steal her move versus her and see what the crowd does.
I don't even want to see Charlotte do that move. But you saw you had the double pairing her and Lola doing it in unison.
I put my thoughts about Lola on TikTok, so I'll just if you want, you can go to our TikTok and see what I posted. But, whew.
Yeah, but as far as WWE on the wrestling side of things, something outside of the ring that they announced on Money in the Bank was it's official. Mania back in Vegas. I think you said you booked your hotel, right?
Yep. My hotel is booked. I don't know what events and whatever I'm going to. I mean, obviously it's still fucking early, but Mania is not on the event schedule. Like, I don't know. I'm excited about like doing the pool parties and the watch parties and shit like that. Like, I think that's gonna be way more fun. So I didn't hate Vegas as much as a lot of other people did. I didn't want it to go back this year, but I ain't mad at it. I like Vegas. Fuck it, run it.
Nah, I'm not. I'm not in love with this at all. Like, I'm not excited about it. I'm not going. Like I said on the previous show, the only way I'm going is if they announce like it has to be Rock versus Roman or something crazy like that. Which, if they were smart, they probably should try to get that match as much as possible because I think it's gonna be some diminishing returns. I know Vegas, entertainment capital of the world, but WWE, even though it's more mainstream than it has been in the past 10, 15 years, it's still kind of niche. So you do want to have people that are returning from last year's Mania as like kind of returning people. And I can see a lot of people like, well, I just did this shit last year. I'm not going. So
yeah,
we'll see. Man.
I've seen a lot of people, shitting on it that didn't go last year and that aren't going to go next year. And they're just like shitting on it to shit on it. And it's like, not to defend TKO and WWE, but like they don't give a fuck about the people that didn't go and aren't gonna go. they only care about the people that are gonna go. And I don't know. I just feel like the majority of people that like WrestleMania will go back to Vegas. And if people are like how I'm thinking, it's like the way it was set up and spread out, there's a lot of shit I'm going to do different this time to make myself enjoy it a little bit more. Like, I'm not going to be so pressed for time with a lot of stuff and trying to get to this side of town and that side of town. Like, I don't know. It's kind of like a do-over, right? Like, you can pick and choose now, and things that I didn't like, I don't have to worry about. Like, the WWE world, like, I'm not going to waste 5 hours going to that fucking thing now. I know it sucked. I'm not going to WrestleMania now. I'll go watch it at a fucking pool party with, like, Shazza McKenzie hosting a pool party and shit like that. Like, I don't know about you, but...
I don't even know who the fuck that is.
She's a wrestler.
No disrespect there.
At all. I don't even know who the fuck that is. But I mean, like, there was one pool party. It was like Mandy Rose and who else was with her? It was like Mandy Rose, Shelton Benjamin, and somebody else were hosting a pool party at the Palms, and it was like free to get in. You just had to register for it. It's like, shit, I'll go do that. I'll go get drunk at a pool with, wrestlers that aren't at WrestleMania and hang out.
Well, I am one of those fans that actually went this year, and I'm like, I don't know. I love Vegas, but for some reason, this Vegas trip was off for Mania. Everything was so damn expensive.
Yeah.
See, you're more tapped into a lot of the outside of the ring conventions and stuff, and you network with a lot of those people and whatnot. Like, but when I go to these events, I'm more so focused on like the show, and I feel like WrestleMania. I don't know. It just the actual WrestleMania event seemed a little off.
Yeah, it did.
NXT was fine. It wasn't the most exciting show. SmackDown was all right. Like, so that's why I'm like, I don't know if I want to go back to that. And like you said, it'd be cool. Like, let's just hang out and go to the pool parties. But I could do that any other weekend in Vegas and not have to pay as much. So I don't know.
Like I said, the Palms thing is free. But I want to go see like a GCW. Like, I think this go around, I'm not gonna worry about spending my money for WWE stuff. I want to go see a GCW show. I want to go see if TNA is there. I want to go see them. You know what I mean? Like, it's other shows that are going to be around that are, one, not going to be as expensive, and two, like I said, it's almost like a duo. I'm not trying to talk anybody into going. I'm telling y'all why I'm excited about going back, and one of the main reasons because I love fucking Las Vegas. And I get free rooms when I go, which is why I hurried up and jumped on it before they fucking blocked it off like they did last year. So, yeah, I mean, I have no opinion one way or the other. I'm going, but had it been in New Orleans, I think that would have been fun too.
I'd be like 80% sure if they were in New Orleans that I'd be going, but I'm saying it's like 2% chance I'm going if The Rock is somehow unbook his schedule, because if I'm going, I gotta go at least one night. Because it's the whole weekend is centered around. But if I'm going, I'm definitely not 2 nights this time. If I do end up going, if they book a marquee matchup like that, but I don't know. It's like you said, it's the TKO era, so damn the fans.
Yep.
Do whatever it is to make money. Yeah, man. I mean, as far as WWE, that's all I really have on the schedule. And AEW, I don't know if you got to watch Fyter Fest last week. 4 hours.
That's a lot. It took me 3 days to watch that shit.
But you did get through it.
I mean, yeah, but I don't remember a lot from it besides Mercedes saying she likes a well-done steak and Tony fucking ripping it in half and eating it. Tay Mello came back. I saw that. Will Ospreay and Swerve, are they fighting this week or next week?
They're fighting this week.
Okay, we got that match coming up. They promoted that. Hey, I think we've talked about it on here before. We record on a Tuesday night, so AEW is like just so far in the fucking rearview mirror. It's hard to. And then having to watch it the way I do, because I don't watch AEW live, and I had to watch it in increments with it being a 4 hour. And it's a 4 hour show again tomorrow, isn't it?
summer blockbuster, Dynamite, then right into Collision, 4 hours straight.
I think right now WWE's just dominating with their pay-per-views and shit like that, where AEW's kind of getting the short end of the stick when it comes to our coverage. But I don't know, maybe once All In season rolls around in a month, we'll be talking more about AEW and like locked in on that. But a 4-hour show, it was like I just watch that shit when I can, and most of the time I'm like on the elliptical and doing other shit. So sorry AEW, I know I'm all elite, but I didn't really pay attention to y'all this week.
But do you think that's the route they should go though? Is when they have like these branded shows during the week, just knocking it all out, and instead of splitting them up and having Collision on Saturday, maybe not getting as much eyes?
No, because who the fuck is able to stay awake till midnight on a Wednesday night? We gotta go to work tomorrow, Tony. Everybody's not a billionaire. Yeah, and then you're on, they were in Denver, I think, right? So, I mean, it started at 3, 4 o'clock and was over at 8. Like, cool for them, but for us, shit was trash.
Well, they're going to be in Portland, so I think that's why they're doing it again. I think he may be looking at it from it's summertime. Some people are taking off work, and kids aren't in school. College kids aren't in college, and kids aren't in grade school. But like you said, most of us do have jobs, even in the summer. So I didn't get a chance to watch it live last weekend. Not last weekend, last Wednesday. I can't remember why. But this Wednesday, I think I don't have nothing that I'm going to be at, so I'm going to be able to watch it. But who knows if I'll stay awake until 11.
Shit. I know I won't be. It's midnight my time.
Yeah, but yeah, like you said, once All In season ramps up, then we'll be able to be more locked in AEW. And I like the stories that they're telling, like they're being consistent. So
AEW has been really good.
I'm excited to see Will and Swerve. You think? I mean, I guess the first one was at a pay-per-view. I'm like, I'm surprised they're doing this on TV. The first one was at not Dynasty. It was at Double. No, is it? No, it was at what you call it? Forbidden Door. The first one. So they're doing this one on free TV. So it's gonna slap. So I'm sure we'll talk about it next week. But let's get in. It's getting late early, Rucker.
Yeah. Time just flew by.
I guess we'll do street clothes and we'll get on out of here. Run over to Haymaker.
You go ahead and go first. I gotta think. I wanted to pick Seth Rollins.
Well, I'm gonna go with somebody. This is somebody from like the Divas area that you don't really talk a whole lot about, but she came out on Against All Odds pay-per-view accompanying Robbie E, or what's his name? What's his name in WWE? It's
Mr. Stone.
Robert Stone, and another woman who we don't like to talk about on the show, so I won't mention her name, but the former Alicia Fox, Victoria Crawford, I'll give her Street Clothes Wrestler of the Week. She came out with the cut-off shorts and the yellow jacket and the sparkly shirt and doing her thing over there.
I think I will go with Seth Rollins. I was going to go with Lyra Valkyrie. Lyra's been dressing her ass off lately when she comes out in street clothes. I'm going to go with Seth, though. He had the green. What was that? What is this, velvet?
Matching the suitcase.
Yeah, matching the suitcase and shit. I said, Seth clean as a motherfucking whistle. Casket sharp.
Hey, that's 2 weeks in a row you got Seth, right?
Yeah, I think so. What the fuck was up with Braun Breaker? Have you seen the meme with him? They said the doorbell rang and he was a dog and he just fucking took off running, barking at the door. Did you see that shit on TV last night? Seth was talking to him and he was like, go get him. And Braun just started barking and took off running off the screen.
That's funny. They did that to pop themselves.
Yeah. I don't know what that was about. They making him look like a dumbass.
Yeah, well. As I say, like he went from like the up and coming badass to just Seth's lackey right now.
Yeah.
But you got anything else before we get on out of here?
No. I appreciate everybody that was in the chat, everybody that was watching live. We had a at the beginning, towards the middle, we had a good bit of viewers in. Hopefully they all subbed. If you didn't, go check out our YouTube or TikTok or Instagram. Download on audio. If you are listening on audio, please leave a rating. We are back in the live game now. So every Wednesday night, 7:15ish. Or I'm sorry, Tuesday night. Tuesday night, 7:15ish. We'll be live on here. So if you want to jump in the chat, if you want to come and see what these two people look like that you're always probably cussing at when you're listening to us on the audio, then we'll be here on YouTube. And that's all I got. EJ, you got anything?
You pretty much hit it all. Like you said, make sure to like and subscribe to YouTube, and make sure to follow us on IG, TikTok, X, all that good stuff.
For EJ Reed, I'm Chris Rucker. This has been another Boot to the Face episode. See you next week. Peace.